Hello, David. Tomorrow is your birthday. Actually, tonight, technically, is your birthday. Today is January 21st, 2013. And I went into the hospital at 4 a.m. Is that, yeah? No, I went into labor at 4 a.m. on the 21st. Finally went into the hospital at about 10 a.m. Sat in the waiting room thinking that I should wait. I had a big coat on because naturally it was winter. And there were all these people there, and there was another pregnant woman sitting over there. So I thought, well, I'll just wait my turn till they call me. And they didn't. So I was filling out some paperwork because I had pre-registered anyhow, but I had to do something. So I took it to the lady at the desk, and at that point my coat sort of came open a little. She saw my belly, and she said, ma'am, are you here to have a baby? And I said, oh, yeah. And she said, then you need to get up to obstetrics. And I said, no, that lady over there was before me. And she said, no, she's having her husband is having his toe operated on. Naive 19-year-old me. Was I 19? You know what? I wasn't. I was 18. I turned 19 in March after you were born in January, so I was a child. A child. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we get you up. We get you and me up to obstetrics. I'm going to have natural childbirth. I'd done Lamaze, the whole 9 yards. I hadn't even read the part about C-sections in the little book the obstetrician gave me. I didn't look at it. Never occurred to me that it never occurred to me that I'd have a C-section at all. I'd never even been in the hospital at this point. And the scariest thing I'd ever had done was when your dad and I got married, and back then you had to have blood tests, and for them to draw a vial of blood, that was the scariest thing that had ever happened to me then. Wow, have times changed. Anyway, we go in, I go up, and the family starts pouring in. You know, your nanny, your papa, I know your mama, maybe Papa Lambert, I don't know. Tell you the truth, I'm sure he drove there. I don't remember seeing him. I don't know, Granny Gurley. Gosh, lots of people. And, anyway, kind of lost my train of thought trying to think about people. But, so, I labored and labored forever. Hours and hours, and it was awful. Finally, when I'm well into labor, they take me and put me on this terrible metal bed, if you want to call it that, and they put this tray between my legs, like my knees, and they're doing x-rays. Yeah, sorry, I that was back in the day. They did an x-ray to see what was going on. I was in horrible labor, terrible pain, but afraid to say anything because I thought, well, everybody else does it, and so guess I'm going to as well. Find out eventually, because of all of that I only dilated to 2 centimeters, which is not very much. And so you were really wanting to come out, so much so that you decided to back up. I guess you decided, well, I'm not getting out this way, I'm going to go the other way. You really backed up until you were like on the right side of my stomach, up really high. And the nurses noticed it. I mean, I noticed it, but I didn't know what to think. But they said, okay, something's wrong. They finally called my OB, because it had been just like doctors on call and nurses, I think. So he comes in and checks me, and he says, we've got to have an emergency C-section. And oh, my heart sank. I wanted to do all that stuff, all that breathing I'd learned. I had my focal point. I brought things to, but laugh gods. That's dyslexic. God laughs when you make plans. He was laughing at me that day, and you a little bit, I think. They take me in under general anesthesia. Ugh, if only they'd done an epidural, I could have been awake for the delivery. But no, no, under general anesthesia. And so I awoke, I don't know, probably hours later. I really don't know, in recovery. And there's your dad, and I'm half in, half out. And I said, "Did I have the baby?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "What was it?" And he said, "It was a boy." And I said, "What does he look like?" And your dad, trying to be funny because you know him, he thinks, like me, everything's got to be a joke. He said, "He's ugly. He doesn't have a chin." Well, duh. I'd never had a baby. I was under anesthesia, just recovering from that. And I believed him, and I just turned away and started crying. And he said, "No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's beautiful." And, well, then I kind of went to sleep because I was really mad at your dad right then for playing that horrible trick. Horrible trick. Eventually, the next day, they put me in the room with Sheila Maxwell because she had had Bobby on the 19th, and she requested that we be in the same room. So there we are. She's recovering from natural childbirth. I'm recovering from major surgery and childbirth, and they bring both babies in. Back then, they didn't even put you in the little, tray things that they push babies around in. I can't think of it. They carried them in like the old days. And they brought both babies in, one nurse to Sheila, one nurse to me. And as I'm watching both you babies, I have no clue which one's mine. And then they bring you over, and I look at you. Oh, you were so beautiful. You had the old man hairline, bald on the top and dark, beautiful, silky black hair all around. Oh, beautiful. They had you all wrapped up, and I just unwrapped you. I took off your diaper, I took off everything, and I just looked at you, toes and fingers and everything. I just had to check you out because, I'd been asleep. I couldn't even believe it was real. But it was. It was real. And I was so happy. I was in a lot of pain, and then they didn't let visitors come back, sorry, after 8:30, and you couldn't even have phone calls, and I was so alone some of those many 5 nights that I stayed in the hospital, and so afraid and in such pain from recovery. But I would do it all over again in a second to have you, because I love you very much. I hope you know that forever. Okay. And now, my sob story's over. Time to sing happy birthday. You were born at 12:06 on January 22nd. So tonight at 12:06, you'll be another year older. I'm thinking it's 38. My memory, not too good. I love you, boy. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. I love you, son. I'm so proud of you. You taught me, and I taught you. And I will never forget all those memories. I may forget what happened yesterday, but I won't forget what happened 38 years ago, or 30 years ago, or 25 years ago. All those times when you were such a brilliant little boy. I love you. Happy, happy birthday. Gotta turn this off now. Bye.